In this module, we're going to talk all about creating your training manual. I can't express how important creating your own training manual is, especially if you're a commission based salon. So, many times when we say it's hard to find stylists because we're commission based, there's nothing for them to look forward to. Like, honestly, if you have this training manual and you have items for them laid out that's going to help assist them grow their career and move forward, then you're going to easily be able to find people for a commission based salon because there are incentives of these particular professionals joining your team, not just to get, a certain sliding scale or to make money. Because at the end of the day, when it comes to looking for a commission stylist, it's not just about making money, but it's about how can you help them advance their careers? How can you help them grow their careers? And notice I'm using the word career and not business or make money. So, as a commission based salon, you must have a training manual. Now, you can use this training manual as well for your booth rental stylist. And this is optional, right? So, it's an optional thing for your independent contractors, for your booth rental stylist, because remember, they work on their own. But to just put out an option for them to be able to take advantage of something shall they need to is going to add speak volumes for your salon, period. Like what booth rental salon gives their renters an option to have some form of extra training or things like that. Like, I know a lot of time they say it's hard to build a team when you have a booth rental salon, but that's just not the case. And the training manual is going to help you gear your salon business, whether commission based or booth rental, in the right direction by having a training manual. And another part of this training manual, having it, which is great, is that you're going to have your stylist on probation. I hope you've went over to the Toolkit library and downloaded those probationary forms. You have a 30-day probation form and you have a 90-day probation form. So let's talk about that for a little bit before we jump all the way into creating your training manual. Your 30-day probation form is useful and necessary and is a must. So when you hire someone new, whether booth rental or commission, that first 30 days, you're going to really get a good feel on whether they belong in your environment or this is just not the place for them. And by filling out the 30-day probation form, it gives you leeway to let them out of their contract or continue move forward with growth. So that probation form along with your contract is a good paper to have so you can say, okay, at the end of the 30 days, we're going to have a meeting. At the beginning of the 30 days, you're going to sign the probation form and your contract. At the end of our 30 days, we're going to sit down again and we're going to reevaluate and just basically understand how each other works and if this is a great place for you. That's all your 30 days is. So now at the end of the 30 days, set up a time, sit down, and make sure that your salon is meeting their expectations and they are meeting your expectations as well. So it's not about just them liking the salon, but it's about you liking them as well. And shall you two decide, you know what? This is just not it. And if that's the case, the 30-day probation form allows you to get them out of that contract and you just keep on moving forward. Because on that form, you both are going to sign it and then you're going to reevaluate it and then say, hey, we both can't work together. So therefore our commitment agreement is now null and void. And such is going to vacate the premises at a certain time. Boom. No hard feelings. File that paperwork away. They pick up their stuff. They move out. And you go ahead on and you go through your hiring process again. That is the 30-day probation. Now you have a 90-day probation. So after the 30 days, right, we're great. things is going really, really, really well. You kind of get a feel of, what they're lost in and what they kind of don't understand. But in conjunction, as a commission stylist, with the 30 days, you're implementing your 90-day probation form as well and your training manual. Now, let me break this down and explain to you what I mean by this. So, the first 30 days, we're trying to understand how they operate, how they work, right? But in your training manual that we're going to create, there's some beginning steps that we need to give them first, go over with them, and teach them, right? They got to know this part in order to start working in here. So, in conjunction, the 90 days is going to begin. So, in essence, we're not really doing a 30-day on a commission stylist. We're doing a 90-day on a commission stylist. There are two separate forms for that. So 30-day goes for your booth rentals, 90-day goes for your commission stylist. And we're starting to implement our training program as well for that commission stylist. Now, the commission stylist is on a 90-day probation. However, 30 days in, we've taught her some things on our training manual. And mind you, we're going to get into the training manual also and do our breakdown. And I'm going to reiterate this as we start to build that training manual, how this probationary period takes place. But I want to give this to you in an introduction just to plant this seed so that you get some clarity on how this operates. So 30 days into their 90-day probationary period, right? You might have taught them some beginning foundation things that they need to know to start get going, in the business, in your salon, so that we can see whether we mesh together and we're a good item. At the end of these first 30 days for your commission stylist, we're going to sit down and say, okay, based on our last 30 days, how was it? How are things going on? This is a great place for you. You're going to do the same thing as if there was a booth renter, just to make sure we all stay on the same page. And if we all are on the same page, now they're going to continue on with their other 60 days, and you're going to continue on with your training manual. And your training manual is really going to go into depth about teaching them other things that they need to know in order to grow and expand their careers and become that professional that you're looking for in your salon. So, without further ado, head on over to the Toolkit Library, get your 30-day probationary form, get your 90-day probation form or 90-day evaluation form, or vice versa, 90-day probation evaluation. But we also pull these forms too, as same forms you just pull out of Module 5. If you have not gotten them, you definitely have to go and get them right now, because you're going to need them definitely after this module is done. So if you haven't pulled those from Module 5, as instructed, while you were going through your evaluation probations, now you can see how the forms are implemented a little bit more and where to slide them at and how you're really going to utilize them along your training manual. And this is going to be completely customized. So let's head on over to the next section. Make sure that you got you a nice clear sheet of paper and that you've also pulled your template, your training manual template from the Toolkit Library as well. Get ready for that. Get everything set up that you need. Get in a quiet place and let's start creating your training manual.